Today I'm doing a slicing project, slicing three-dimensional figures into two-dimensional slice figures. With that being said, I want to show with a sphere. I want to show two circles with different diameters. And as I was cutting out foam, I came out that I had the sphere cut in half. And then I cut it, and then on the sphere of the big circle, and then cut another part of the sphere, and I have a smaller circle. So these are two circles with different diameters. The next one I want to do is a right circular cylinder one with a rectangle. So I'm going to take this cylinder, and I'm going to take a pair of scissors, and I'm going to cut this straight up the middle to form a rectangle. So it might not be a straight line, but I'm going to cut it all the way up. As soon as I cut it all the way up, okay, cut my cylinder up, and if I spread it out, I form a rectangle. It's the rectangle cut from a right circular cylinder. And then I can also fold this back up. Fold this back up, and then cut a circle out of it. So I'm going to try to show a two-dimensional circle out of the cylinder. So put this. I now have a circle out of the cylinder object, which is out of a toilet roll paper. And then another thing that I could do with the circle cylinder, is I can make an ellipse. And when I do an ellipse, I want to cut it kind of diagonally. So I'm going to cut it diagonally like that. Cut it. So cutting the ellipse out of a cylinder, circular cylinder, I can also show that the ellipse is cut diagonally, and that would form the diagonal circle of an ellipse. That is all all on the circular cylinder. I want to move on to the right rectangular prism. I want to show that two rectangles with different perimeters and areas. So if I take a pair of scissors and a tissue box and cut this in half horizontally, don't cut myself. Okay. Okay. I'm going to cut this vertically so that I can have another rectangle prism to show that two rectangles with different perimeters. I'm going to cut another white piece off of it. So like I said before, we want to cut the three-dimensional slice figures into two-dimensional to show a two-dimensional shape. As soon as I get this cut, I'll be two. Okay. Okay. I have a small rectangular box, and then I have a bigger rectangle. These have two different perimeters and areas of a tissue box. And fold the ends of it up. Then just a second, I'm able to show that two different rectangles can be made by slicing a rectangular prism. Excuse me, a right rectangle prism. That is a rectangle with two different perimeters and areas. Now I want to move on to the cone. So cone 1, I want to show a circle. So I'm going to show your circle off of the cone. And then I'll get this cut. Well, I was able to okay. I was able to cut the cone to show that I can make a circle by cutting cone in half, showing different diameters of two circles. I also want to show an ellipse. Ellipse is going to be again cut diagonally. So I'll cut this diagonally. Oops. So I was able to cut this a little diagonal. You can tell that you have an ellipse from a cone. And now I want to show you a parabola. So I cut right down the side of it to show you a parabola. There's a cone. You can cut it without cutting yourself again. Okay, here I'm able to show you a flat surface parabola on the side of a cone. And now I'm going to take now we're going to take this tip end of a small cone and show you a triangle. Able to cut the tip end of the cone off the top part and show you a triangle that can be cut if you split the cone vertical. You will be able to see a triangle. By the way, I'm using foam purchased from Walmart. Now I want to move into a square base pyramid. Square base pyramid is it has a square bottom to it, and on the square base pyramid 1 I want to show that two squares with different perimeters and area. So if I were to show you this side, this would be the bigger square, bigger perimeter, bigger area. And if I turn this around, I would show you the small square with a different perimeter and area. So it would make this side of the square pyramid smaller and this side of the square base pyramid bigger. And that gives you two squares with different perimeters and area. I know it's hard to tell because of the light fixture on the camera. Okay. And last but not least, I want to show you a square base pyramid that you can see two different triangles with different perimeters and area. So I'm going to cut this. Now, okay, so I would cut this in half again. There we go. You would see that the small part is one triangle with a small perimeter area, And then you would have the bigger part, which would be a bigger perimeter and area for a triangle. And basically what I did with that square-based triangle, and I with the right down the middle, and I was able to show a different perimeter in a different area. Well, that's all I have for you today, and thank you for watching.